Yo, yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back. And we've got Tonster. Tonster is in his M4190 GF, a fantastic Tier 8 German. It's American tank, but it's in the German Tech Tree light tank. He's bottom tier in a 357. Tonster 181. He's going to go to a spot. Goes right up the middle, which kind of concerned me initially. I don't really like doing this with the scout. It's very dangerous if you get caught out right here. But he's going to go to a spot that's really interesting. He uses that bush, so clearly he knows that's there. He's going to come up here. He's going to knock a tree down. He's going to knock this tree down backwards. And he's going to sit in it because it basically makes some impromptu camo right there. And he is lighting guys up in the middle. So Toster sent me this replay. It's a loss. He does a pretty good job. Has a good game, decent game. Good spotting game. But he asked, hey, what could I have done better here? Is there something I could have done? And I watched it and I said, well, yeah, actually there's a couple things here that I will note and we'll talk about. So good spotting initially. He's got some shots coming in. Nobody's hitting anything yet. This 6x6 is raging around. You'll notice that Tonster's team does nothing over in the east, and this is a problem. This is definitely going to be a problem. We'll watch how Tonster reacts. And I think there's a couple places here, Tonster, where you could have done a couple different things and probably turned the tide. Because ultimately this game is about reducing hit points. I like that you're not shooting here, though. This is a good idea. There's too many guys, too many people around, too many eyes. If you fired, more than likely you're going to be seen. The low takes a huge hit, and you get 1409 out of that. So that's good. That was hit point reduction, right? Spotting is important. If you spot for the 1405, 1409, then those hit points go away, and that's as good as doing the damage. It really is. The question, though, becomes when do you swing to shooting your gun? Right now, I think you're 100% right. You don't shoot your gun yet. People should be getting shots in there. You're getting some spotting damage going on. Unfortunately, they're missing the LT-432. Your team's doing pretty well over in the west, but clearly there's a problem over on the east. So what you've got to be thinking right now is, how do I change that? Well, I can't go charging in right now. I'm just a light tank. I've got a lot of TDs. We are getting some spots over there, but they've pushed through, right? And they've actually got down into the flat. But I've also got this 4005 on my side, so I really don't have an opportunity to go over to the west, start lighting and shooting. I think that's the right decision right now, just to hang tight, see how this develops a little bit. And really, I'm kind of waiting for my west side to do what it just did. They won, and things are looking good. We're up 3-1. We got pretty good map control. Unfortunately, we've given up the west or the east side. I'll get my east-west straight here in just a minute. And that's a bit of a problem. And then pretty soon here we're going to start moving. We get some lights, getting rid of that 6x6. Now, what I will say at this point is we're getting to kind of a critical mass situation. We've won over here. We've got a lot of snipers here. We're hanging out in the middle with some pretty good vision control of this general area. Not great, but okay. And I've got a light tank that's really causing us problems, and I had a shot on him. So at some point, you've got to swing into the decision mode of, I got to start taking some shots and take some chances. I've reduced the enemy team by 1650, but I haven't actually done any direct damage yet, and both of those need to come and play with a light tank, even at bottom tier, right? Even at bottom tier. You want to create as many opportunities to take away enemy hit points as possible. Just because you're a scout and you're in a good passive spot doesn't mean necessarily that you're just going to stay passive scout and not shoot. I think I would have probably tried to take that shot and then started moving out of this spot. I think this well has run dry, and I believe you come to that conclusion here in a minute. The Pershing kind of forces your hand. See how he's coming up behind you? You see him, good on you, that's good SA. And you're like, well, I can't stay here. He's going to drive right up behind me, so let's get going. He actually ends up spotting you, but we're driving right up the middle, right? We've gone right up the middle. We get spotted. We have a Pershing coming at us, and really our safe place, all right, our green direction was, look at that little shot coming in, that's pretty awesome. Our green direction was this way, and we're driving into God knows what up on this hill. So we're going to drive right in the middle. We're spotted. We're going to go in here and get some kind of questionable cover, but we don't really take it, and we keep driving. We drive up over the rock mound right there, and just droning towards, and thank God there was nobody up there. The Progetto was last seen up there. Very well could be. So we're just kind of driving around. Oh, crud, there's a WT up there. We spin around, and then we get hammered. And unfortunately, the LT-432 is firing HE like a noob. This is why I don't like HE. He gets 166 out of that one. Imagine had he hit you twice with his regular AP. You'd be in a much worse position. Now we're sort of pinned down. So that brings me to probably the first thing that would have helped your team is not drive into them here, But when that Pershing came, fall back, and now get over here and start helping get rid of this dang scout. Really, this dude's got to go. And you're one of the better tanks able to help facilitate that, if not kill him outright, spot him and get him lit up and take him down. But we go to the middle, we lose some hit points, and now here comes the LT-432. He looked like he was coming right at you, and yes, he wants a piece of you. We try to take a shot, we run into a building, and we have a really bad sequence down here where we give up a bunch of hit points for no real good reason. We're really fighting the LT-432. We shoot at him. Holy cow, we put HE on him, and we only get 68 out of that. And he's still raging around. And finally we get him. All right. Good deal, but look at the hit points we just lost. And we really didn't need to lose those hit points. The escape from the Pershing, that direction was a poor decision. And it cost you a lot of hit points. And the problem with that is that's options later. And I really feel like at that point you really got on a defensive back foot and flex to more of a passive kind of scouting guy attempting to get shots for your team. And that's not a bad idea, but you've got to learn and got to start thinking about when you can get your gun into the game. All right, this looks pretty good. 6-4. We've won over a long time ago in the West. Guys are filtering back. We have a couple of them trapped here. The 4005s run all the way to the north part of the map. Forget him. He's out of the game for right now. Let him sit there. This is your problem. We need to clean this up. We have all of our power looking at them. We need to get somebody in here and facilitate taking down that side of the map. Forget the FV. Who cares? He's up north. He's out of the game for a while. We're going to head down here. For a moment I went, yeah, maybe you should go for the artillery, but the Progetto and the WT have eyes on that general area, so I think this is a good idea. And when you started doing this, and I was watching this the first time, I said, oh, good. We're going to get up there and start getting shots. Look where all of them are. They're coming off the back end of this, peeking around the corner here. We got all kinds of guns. We have some artillery, even better in the case of you lighting guys that are behind the hills right here, and these guys can't shoot, and these guys can't shoot. Artillery can. I'm thinking we're going to actually get up here and get in their face, get around behind them, maybe get some shots, and get some artillery going on to them, maybe kill some near deads and run away. But we go down into the pit here, and we come up, and we're really just kind of doing the passive thing, right? And this gets into the critical phase of the game. They're taking hits. We get up here, run a bush. I'd have taken that shot. Just shoot right through that rock wall. So you can get some hit points off of him. There you go. There's another one. Shoot this guy. Shoot through the rock wall. He's not going to see you. More than likely. If he does, dip down into the hole and move away. He's not looking at you. They are completely and utterly enamored of all your guys over there, and they're starting to hammer them. You're losing, right? You're losing your advantage that you got over here, and you're spotting, which is fine-ish. These guys see them though, right? The ISM, the IS-3, they're having no trouble seeing these dudes. These dudes are out in the open driving around hammering them, and we're hanging out over here. We're not even shooting. And right now is the perfect time to start being the assassin. That's when this is the time for the light tank to shine, right? You've got 3,000 spotting damage. That's fantastic. You've taken out 3,000 hit points of the enemy's team, but they've just pushed into this some of your strength. You've got some TDs up here on a good sniper hill. Now's the time to come up and over, get in behind here, and start whittling these guys away. And then what do? They have two choices. Keep pushing into your guns, taking shots from you, or turn around, try to shoot you, and get shot in the butt by your friends. That's how you facilitate that damage while being active, getting your gun firing shots downrange. We're just going to kind of hang out here. And then I thought, oh, he's moving. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to get in there behind. Look at that. T-34 is a one-shot to us. All I got to do is come up and over that hill, shoot him right in the butt. Nah, no. Nope. Oh, we're in a bush again. All right, we're going to... I don't know what we're doing here. What are we doing? What's the plan, man? Things are looking good. You're 7-7. Facilitate the collapse of the enemy push. This is where your strength is. Get up here, clean this up, and then it's just a cakewalk finding the rest of these clowns. So we move over this way, and I guess we're going after artillery, which is better than just sitting there trying to passive spot guys that are out in the open anyway. So we're going to come up this way. We are endangering ourselves a little bit potentially to the Progetto or the FV, depending on if they've moved around. Now, I said forget the FV, but it's been a while, so now it's time to start thinking about the FV. Very possible he has started to move around. Remember, you've only got the window, a small window when things like that happen. if the tank has any kind of mobility. And I would have faded away from where the FV or the Progetto could show up as soon as possible. And now you still have the opportunity to go up and behind him. Get up to that blimp. First thing you want to do is get up and take a look right here and see if there's anyone there. See if they're pointing at you or if they've come back. Problem is you just let yourself be known. So now it's not as clever coming up over this as it would have been earlier. But get up there and look to take out the Marbrecker and the T-34. They're all hurt. So we're going to come back this way. I don't like doing it from this direction as much as I like coming up through here because this is so exposed to anybody who's managed to get up on this hill. Maybe the FV or the Progetto are sitting up here. If you come up and over and they do happen to be sitting there, now you have your entire back exposed. So we're going to come up. All right, that's good. And now we're going to come up to this rock and we're sort of looking. And once again, man, really get over here. Look over this edge. Find out if they're sitting back here, hold down and start hammering them. They turn around, run away. They turn around, run away. But you're getting hit points. You're the sneaky guy. I loved this right here. I'm like, oh yes, shoot that tortoise right in the back, and we hold it because we've kind of got that passive. Oh, I'm a passive scout. I'm gonna light it up for my TDs. My TDs will take care of it. Well, you know what? The TDs didn't really have the shot, did they? There we go. One of them got that guy. That's good. There's a good example. He's in amongst trees. Shoot that guy. Kill him. He's a one-shot to you. Make him go away. There we go. Nice and careful. Finally take a shot. Hallelujah. 840 damage, 336. Now go get the tortoise. Just get in there and get the tortoise. I'd have faded back down below here so I cannot be shot by their TDs or whatever might be up on the hill. Obviously artillery is a concern. Or I may have even, because I've got an IS-3 and 2 TDs, I just zinged right down to this building and started poking around the edge of this building, just shooting that guy in the back. And he is doomed. He's got to turn to fight me or get shot in the back, either by them or by me. Come in here and we're just really passive, man. Take shots. You gotta start whittling that tortoise down. And so I think this really was the critical piece of the battle right here. And much earlier, when I started discussing it earlier, if you had started taking hit points off these guys much earlier, then your team would have much more of an advantage right now. The FV shows up. We're sort of looking at him. We don't shoot. We don't look for a shot. I'd look for a shot. You've got to start taking hit points right here. The time is now. The time for passive and just spotting for TDs, because guess what? You don't have many of them left. I'd have taken that shot and run. Every 240 or so you can take off the enemy, the better. Now you're getting sandwiched, and this is the problem with kind of this passive thing. You have to see this developing. You've got a tortoise here and an FV here. One of them's got to go away. You don't have the oomph to get rid of him. You have the oomph to get rid of him. He should have been gone long time ago. But now's the time to get down there and assassinate that tortoise before the FV becomes a problem. And I can sort of see the thought process in your mind, but it's quite a bit late. We're sort of, all right, what do I do? I don't know. I got a tortoise. I'll go this way. Tortoise should have been dead minutes ago. That whole push should have been dead a long time ago. Eventually you get there. The artillery's whittling them away. Your guys are whittling them away. We kind of come around this way. Again, I'd have cut left so I get more of a flat side plate on this guy, and it really takes me longer than it should to get rid of this dude. Looks like another track. We go to HE. Artillery just barely misses. Careful, because it's a 55, 58. He's going to have another shot here pretty soon. We'll come up here and hide behind the building. All right, so we got to this point. Not bad. So what do we got? We got a Progetto over here at 635. My WT is here. My IS-3 is down in the hole. What's the priority? I don't have the oomph to get rid of him right now. I have to get rid of him because he's going to be lighting all of us up, and when that FV comes around the corner, he's going to have us. This dude's got to go away. I have to get rid of the Progetto. That's my priority. It's not a great situation, but you have to get in there and start working on him. Hopefully the WT can help you. But we kind of fade back, and now the FV's got a sandwich, and we're just in a huge world of hurt right here. Unable to kind of prioritize, and we're going to die. We get spotted. Holy cow, that hit me, and whoosh, big old boom. Hit from both the Progetto and the FV, and we're dead. Really, big things. Number one, the middle, that whole sequence right there gave up way too many hit points. There was no real reason for you to fade into the middle. It wasn't really helping. You needed to fade back here, regroup, and figure it out. And then when this push started coming down, you had a huge opportunity to get up here and just be an assassin. Just start picking them apart. Knock down this push much earlier. Preserve hit points on a lot of your tanks that are dead because you weren't able to get up there and around there. And then much better able to deal with the Progetto wandering around because you'd have more friends with you. and eventually get to the camping 4005. Once you get rid of all his buddies, he's pretty easy to take down, provided you don't walk right into him. All right, man, that's what I got for you. I hope you got some takeaways from there. It was a good game, 3,326, 1,159. I just 4 kills, right? So nice job overall. But you asked the question, so there's your answer, man. Appreciate you sending it in, though. For everybody else, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you.